Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever Select Your Player anime podcast. I'm Dodger J, and tonight joining me are
Jared.
I'm Jackson.
And Thomas.
And we are Select Your Player, kind of. Missing one.
But he will be missed.
And
he is loved.
He's loved. Okay, Jackson loves
He's my twin, and I miss him.
It's a breakthrough. Jackson loves Johnny.
That's not a breakthrough.
It's a fact.
Well, shall we get to anime, everyone?
I wanted to start a thing about anime because I love anime. I love talking about it. I love talking about powers, characters, just what you love about anime.
Weapons, who we love.
Hate. So good.
Yancha. But anyway, I just wanted to start this
Renji.
side podcast.
Yeah, so we'll be doing this as much as we can, and we'll probably focus on just certain animes every week. But for tonight, we're just going to start off a little about how we got into anime. And for us, it's mostly going to be the great show Toonami.
That beautiful block of television that was 2 hours, and it was great.
And the robot, the robot that shares the same namesake as me.
Well, I'm old enough to remember when it wasn't Tom, it was Moltar hosting Toonami on like the moon.
I do remember that.
I don't remember that at all, but that's
Tom's
cool.
better.
Tom
What
rocks.
Tom are we talking about? Tom 1, 2,
Any Tom.
4.0?
Tom
Tom
is the
with a
same
little bitty
voice.
belly. All right.
Tom 1.
Tom 1 is great.
He was cool.
How happy were you when Toonami came back?
They literally killed it, and we literally brought it back out of just loving it.
Out of sheer will.
As Shishomaru.
We were the Shishomaru that brought that back.
Something was missing.
Toonami was our right arm. All right?
Something was missing from us, and we willed it back.
Out of pure will.
Out of pure will and love, sir.
So let's get a little into our history, and let's ask Jackson how he got into anime as a young child.
Alright, well, anime for me started off pretty young. And I'm considering, I know a lot of people don't, but I'm considering Dragon Ball Z a strict anime, because that was pretty much the only one I liked as a kid, and pretty much what siphoned me into liking the anime that I do now. Dragon Ball Z I saw when I was in second grade. One of my best friends at the time. We used to kind of walk home together and stuff. And we had a lot of stuff in common. He got me into Linkin Park, like some of my favorite music. We liked the same movies. But anyway, this guy, he was like, dude, I'm going to go home and watch Dragon Ball Z. And I'd never heard of that. I was like, that sounds kind of dumb. I remember like really being skeptical. Like, this could be cool, this could be dumb. And of all the episodes, I saw what is pretty much my least favorite episode, but it was so good at the time, the Garlic Jr. saga.
Oh!
It was so good for me at the time, seeing the Kamehameha, all that stuff.
Go back to the desert.
Some of the worst filler in anime.
Yeah, and oh my gosh,
yeah.
it was enough. That's my all-time favorite anime.
But that tells you that this filler, even though it sucked, got him into this anime.
Mm-hmm.
It only went up from there.
Well, I remember when I was first watching the Dragon Ball Z saga, and Jared's like, "Oh, just skip Garlic Jr." I'm like, "I want to watch all of this." I got 2 episodes into the Garlic saga. I'm like, "And we're gonna be skipping the next 5 episodes."
I also, and if we're going off of like real animes, then I would say that lies with the Inuyasha. Back in 8th grade. Late night, 10 o'clock television. I finally got a TV in my room. So, sorry parents, I'm sure y'all know. But I would stay up.
Why did you try Inuyasha?
For whatever, it just kind of looked, I like the action and the commercials for it. So
The promos.
Yeah, like it was the thing that, for whatever reason, Adult Swim at the time, like it was like, an Inuyasha's coming on.
Did you start with the first episode?
We kind of had to. They always did.
I did. I started because I saw the promos and I was like, that looks cool, dude.
That Adult Swim anime night, Saturday night, whatever, that had an awesome promo.
Yeah.
It had, like the Gundam and everything.
I remember when they did Char's counterattack for.
Yeah, that was one of the first ones.
That was a great promo. I love that.
Yeah.
Good job, Toonami, with your promos.
Good job, guys.
Okay, Jared.
Go for it,
How did
Jared.
you get into the anime?
Basically, you.
Yep, that's true.
Joseph was like,
I corrupted his young mind.
let's go watch TV, and I went in his room because he had TV in there. He's like, we're gonna watch We were watching some like ninja show with like kids. You remember that? And they would like fight each other.
Yeah, like live action.
Yeah.
Naruto.
No, live action.
No, it's a live action like just kids beating the crap out of each other.
Power Rangers.
And we were watching that, and he's like, "Oh no, stay. We're gonna watch this next." And I was like, "What is this?" And it was Dragon Ball Z. And after I watched it, I was like, "I think it's the Raditz episode because it started from the beginning."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I don't know what's going on, but I love this. I'm gonna dedicate my life to this someday." But yeah, and like Jackson and Inuyasha, I spent almost a lifetime watching that.
Gosh.
Just
recently.
because I wasn't allowed to watch anime because it's not the best for kids. And
it's not a cartoon.
especially this one because the first episode's like a half-naked centipede chick.
Yeah.
Eating
And
people.
I'm like, oh my god, I'm kind of terrified and amazed at the same time.
Those first episodes of Inuyasha are really dark.
Yeah, really brutal.
Yeah. Then it kind of got lighthearted.
Yeah. But no, that's how I started.
Okay. Thomas?
For me, it was actually kind of what Jackson did. I actually had a really good friend that I used to walk home with, and he had cable. He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna watch Toonami."
He lured you with his cable.
He did. It was actually
You got the cable.
that's actually one of the reasons why we became great friends is because of Toonami. And Toonami back then was I think from 4 to 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
It had an afternoon segment, then had that nighttime. But the first one I ever saw was Gundam Wing, and I'm like, "What is this thing?" And I was going like, "Oh my god, they're cartoons, but they're cussing." That is so cool.
Edgy cartoons.
Edgy cartoons
with a good storyline.
Yeah, I know.
Real guns?
Political intrigue? What?
Why aren't they shooting lasers?
What's a principality?
But and it was Oz, not Zion.
I learned a lot of
geopolitics.
politics out of Gundam.
I'm interested in this.
If I like Russia, I can blow it up. Alright?
Giant mechs.
I would love that. But anyway,
I didn't know we had this.
I didn't know we had this technology.
It's coming, guys.
Oh, I hope so. But I mean, that's how I got into it. Was just a friend saying, "Hey, let's watch this." I'm like, "This is awesome." And as I got a little older, Toonami would come on a little later, and I could stay up and watch it. I got into G Gundam, and that was like one of my favorite of all time. And that I watched that from beginning to end, and I think it was like 56 episodes, and that was kind of a long time for a kid to stay up at 11:30 at night.
Got nothing on Inuyasha.
I know it, but
Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
well, for someone who didn't have their own TV in the room, and you had to beg your parents to actually watch it in the living room at 11:30 at night, when you should be going to bed. 56 episodes. That's an achievement, all right. That's an achievement.
They're going to talk about trade contracts in this one. I have to stay on.
They did! And they killed each other
I betrayed my parents' trust to watch anime.
so many times.
I'm the good kid.
I guess I'm the bad one. That's pretty sad, but yeah.
Don't fist bump.
Oh, we just did.
Well,
Dragon Ball Z.
Joseph, how did you get into anime?
Joseph.
well, anime
Besides trying to corrupt me.
anime was like always there. I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
So like I just recently figured out that Nick Jr. actually had an anime on. It was about koalas that lived in this girl's like closet.
Oh yeah.
And they would like go through different dimensions and
kind of
stuff
remember
like
that.
Yeah, so
I don't remember that.
technically that's my first anime, even though I don't know what.
Thank you, Nick Jr. Thank you.
It's similar with like manga too. I had like this weird book, and I was like, "What? Why is it so weird?"
Hentai.
It was like
what was this?
It was like
Right to left?
a soccer player, but he was also a spy or something like that. But my first like real anime was Dragon Ball. I saw that. I thought it was weird because there was like a monkey child.
Yeah.
So, I saw the first one I saw was like the one where Oolong makes a wish.
Oh,
I
shit.
was like,
Wow.
yeah.
The worst.
This is the weirdest show ever.
Of all the wishes.
So,
I hate that.
and then
You didn't question why the pig was talking.
yeah,
That's the thing about anime. It's so weird. Like, the lesser weird things don't concern you. Like, a pig talking. It's like, why did he wish for panties?
Yeah, and then he transformed into a car, and they.
floating cats
Yeah.
that transform. And
No, that guy can fly. Like, yeah.
So
Let's focus on that and not why the pigs
I
died.
always watch a few episodes of Dragon Ball, and then the Tree of Might was actually the first Dragon Ball Z thing I saw.
That's one of my faves.
And it was kind of like gritty, dark. It was
Yeah,
like 80s anime. So that got me hooked on Dragon Ball Z. But, you know, I have to admit that Toonami wasn't my only anime outlet. That USA actually used to show, and I don't want to admit this, but I will, Sailor Moon.
Hey, wait a minute.
Fist bump.
Nothing wrong with that show.
I always saw Sailor Moon on, but I never watched it, and I kind of regret that. I feel like I would like it.
It's kind of like Dragon Ball Z. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure. I don't know. I don't know if I was into girls that much back then, but it kind of
Subliminally.
Yeah, it's kind of. I couldn't take my eyes off them and their transformations and stuff like
yeah,
that.
now their clothes would rip off. And my mom was in the room with me, and she was just okay with it. Never understood that.
No, I didn't watch that one.
I like to point out that I'm the good kid here.
Yeah.
I was 7th grade, bro. That's not my fault.
Sometimes I get caught, and she's like, "I know you were watching that girl with the powers." That's what she would call.
I got caught watching what's that Pokemon show you? Monster Rancher.
Yeah, Monster
It was the episode about the wolf dude. And my mom was like, "What are you watching?" And I was like, "Nothing."
I remember one time I made my parents, because this was a Dragon Ball Z movie I had never seen, and I had to do something that took me out of the room for the whole night.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "Mom, Dad, please record this." Like, I had never seen. I want to say it's the one where it has the giant doctor in the brain.
World's Strongest.
That's the one. And I was like, "Mom, Dad, record it for me, please." And they were like, "Okay." I feel like I put them through hell. I came home and they were like, "We watched the whole thing. Here it is. We're going to bed. Thanks." And I was just like,
You know what broke my heart?
"What?"
When I was young, my mom hated anime, but the Pokemon movie was coming out. And I was like, "Mom, I want one thing in life. Let me go see this." She's like, "No." Every day until it came out, I was like, "Mom, please." She's like, "No." I never saw it until like a few years later.
I got grounded for making my parents go see that with me. I got in trouble. It was so bad it gave my mom a headache, and my dad was forced to leave because my sister cried through the whole thing so that she could get her out. And then my dad forgot to pick us up when my mom got a headache, which, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was his excuse to get the hell out of the movie. And so I got grounded for my mom. She's like, "You are in trouble for making me see that."
Dang.
I was just like, "But the Mewtwo's."
You not see Mewtwo shoot a Shadow Ball at Mew.
Yeah, she's like, "What's a shadow?" "You're grounded. I don't care." Like,
Can I ask you a question real fast? How did Goku not die when he fell on his neck on the World's Strongest?
when
He continues to slide.
Man, that guy should be dead.
he should be dead. He did die in other times, but he died.
We had to go get the Dragon Balls real fast. Okay.
Well, I remember when I got in trouble. I think it was with Shark's counterattack when I watched that.
Mhm.
I think one of the characters said "shit," and my dad was
See,
walking
that's a
in.
good reason to get grounded, because that is pretty adult.
That is very adult.
Pokemon?
Well, the thing is, the way I got out of it was like my dad watching. He's like, "What did they just say?" I'm like, "I think he just said a cuss word." He's like, "But it's a cartoon. They should not be saying this. They should not be saying it." He let me watch the rest of it, which I thought was weird. And then he says,
No, don't finish it.
and he says,
You're not allowed to finish
You're
that.
not allowed to watch that anymore. Like he came to that decision after I watched.
Did you
it.
enjoy that? Hell yeah! No more.
No more. Well, I had to beg and plead, and the way I got around it, I don't know how I convinced them. Was like, it's not the same show. It's a different show. And they're like, "No, it's not." And I'm like, "Mom, that was Char's counterattack. The one I'm watching is Gundam Wing."
That was Mobile Suit Gundam.
No, that's how I did it. That's how I did it. I like.
Smart kid.
It's under new direction, Mom.
Smart kid.
They're thinking.
Well, I was going like, it's a
High five,
completely
Thomas.
different thing. It's a completely different thing. they're not even the same characters. They don't say those things.
That masked man looks like the masked man that I saw.
But you don't realize that he's not actually. He's his
Well,
brother.
I had to pray that Zex Marquis didn't show up in some episodes because he looked like Char.
They have a masked man on every
They do.
anime.
Well, they're trying to replicate it. But anyway,
We'll talk about that on
we'll talk about that
on the
That's a
Gundam
different podcast.
episode.
I know that's a Gundam episode. That's mine.
Okay, so we're talking about anime, and maybe you have some friends, or maybe your child one day.
Maybe your brother.
Maybe a girlfriend or something. What are you going to show them?
Impossible.
What are you going to show
Which
them?
anime
How are you going to...
conveys
Yeah, how are you
anime?
going to get them hooked to anime?
Let's
Like
hear it,
us, I
Thomas.
guess?
Let's hear it, Thomas.
Yeah.
A good anime that I would start out if it was like my girlfriend or my brother or anything else like that. Something this would be a good like starter anime would probably be G Fighter, like G Gundam.
Yeah.
That's a good one. It starts off really fast paced action. It's a cool voice acting. I don't know. It looks good too. The first episode is fantastic. That's one I would like definitely start out with. And I'm a mech fan, by the way. Mechs are my favorite type of anime.
Yep.
Thomas is our mech dude.
I am a
Mech
mech guy. I love Robotech, Pat Labor, Gundam, anything.
I don't like Robotech as much as Gundam.
I like
Gundam seemed just more cool.
It was cool.
Okay, Jackson?
Jackson, what about you, man?
Yeah, everybody here is a fan. Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball
You know,
Z.
and I know, and we were talking about this earlier, and this is more of like a younger kid, but if you really want the kid to get hooked early on, DBZ is the way to go. It is such an awesome anime. It's so
sounds so
mindless. It's just good. You know?
Not a lot of fan service either. In
Yeah,
Dragon
and
Ball Z.
that's really the main thing.
Almost none.
Yeah,
More in
almost-
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball is-
Dragon Ball is nothing. They just fight.
And with like we refer to fan service, we're talking about all the cartoon ladies in anime. They
The
just
big ample bosoms.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it's so annoying to me, but whatever.
But really, if you don't know what fan service
It's annoying to you, Jackson?
Where are you
Blair,
watching?
you love Blair.
She's
living-
You can't get around it nowadays,
She's the
man.
embodiment
You
of
really
fan
can't.
service.
Dude,
You know, but you don't want your kids seeing that. Dragon Ball Z is a good way to start. So is Pokemon,
And G Fighter.
and
Of course, you see them killing people, but hey.
yeah,
Pokemon's a good one.
Pokemon's and it's just a fun story too.
Yeah.
Like it's way good. Inuyasha kept me hooked on anime for a long time, but
Really?
it's so long and annoying.
There's an age like you do 13 and 14.
Yeah.
That's who gets hooked on.
And this is
Inuyasha.
before Netflix,
But
where you had to wait. You had to wait for the
Joseph, you can have a rant on your
Your hate
fall of
of
like
society.
which is so weird, but whatever.
No, but you had to watch anime. What?
you had to wait a week.
Yeah, you had to wait a week, and then once it went back to the beginning, you had to go
wait.
through all of it over again.
I nobody likes that.
It taught you patience.
Well, not only that, but I think that's also why it's so endearing to us is that we had to wait for all this.
Power through it.
And the thing is that it went away for a long time, and finally, in this new computer age, we can actually find it again.
Yeah,
And we-
finish animes they couldn't finish.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the VHSs of Dragon Ball Z?
God.
The big, just
The big
shelf.
box, like you're like, I just bought a bookcase. Like, yeah.
It like made the Shinron.
I'm gonna have to go with. I'll shorten this up. Cowboy Bebop and
Yeah,
or
if
Trigun.
you're gonna show an
and or
adult,
Trigun.
if you're trying to
Cowboy
get an
Bebop or
adult hooked
Trigun.
on anime, Cowboy Bebop.
That is.
That's it.
That's another podcast, like in itself.
We can
Yeah,
talk
we'll do
about
the
that.
Cowboy
Yeah.
that
that's
is
a good one.
legendary, but that's all I got.
That is on every single one of Select Your Player's top 5, by the way. Is
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop.
It's so good.
It's either like one or spot number 1 or 2. It is that high ranking. We love that. We love that show.
Jared,
No.
what are you gonna get people into with the anime?
All right. For adults, like he was saying, if just for variety, I'm gonna say Full Metal.
Nice.
It
That's
has
right.
a great storyline, good characters, great voice acting.
Hey, man.
Not a
That's
ton of fan service either.
No, just lust.
Mhm.
But that's
even that
she's
they
a
don't-
sin.
Yeah.
You don't really. You're not supposed to go after her.
Yeah. For kids, I have to totally agree with Jackson, Dragon Ball Z, and Pokemon because they're tame. It's just
Action,
fun.
mindless,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
And if you, I'm gonna do a little thing different. If you want to get someone into anime, if they can get through the craziness and just like the weirdness, but also the awesomeness is fully coolly.
Yeah.
It's 4 episodes. I mean,
If you can
anybody.
do that, you
If
can
you
get
got-
through any anime.
If you're gonna argue it on an art standpoint, you go with Fully Cool.
Yeah.
True
And
that.
it's got
God,
music,
it's
the
beautiful.
art's beautiful, it's the voice acting, it's just great.
It's an
Yeah.
incredible anime for
My
sure.
future wife is also on there.
You have like 50 future
Yeah.
wives.
I do.
He's got the
No, and
Well, I kid an anime. So hey.
Okay, well, for me, I guess I'm gonna go with a newer one. I'm gonna say Attack on Titan
For adults,
for adults.
make that clear.
Yeah. Well, I know, like someone was talking about. There's kids that love it, but
Jesus.
I don't know what these kids are watching.
Right.
We were watching Inuyasha. I just
Well, in the secret, in the room.
I guess, but
we're talking like sit down with your kid.
like showing
Yeah,
your
yeah,
child. No,
Yeah, I
No
can't
way.
see showing a kid.
no.
that's
Attack
like when
on
you
Titan.
see a child like at the Dark Knight.
Or watching a rated R movie. It's
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're a horrible parent.
Yeah.
What was that one kid that? Yeah, they took their kid to see Hot Tub Time Machine. I'm like,
Oh, I know. What the
I
hell?
was like, what the hell are they? Why am I in Hot Tub Time Machine for one thing? But
I've already made this mistake.
I'm an adult.
Okay, Attack on Titan for adults. For the younger kids, Dragon Ball Z, I guess. I hated Pokemon as a kid.
Really?
Well, I wasn't really a kid when it came out.
Yeah, you're a teenager, so
Yeah.
you're pretty cynical about your.
Yeah, it was.
See, I didn't like it as a teenager. Now I like it again. So.
Yeah, going back, it's actually pretty
I liked
funny.
it back then, and I just stopped, and I'm watching it again. I love it.
Yeah, it's
okay,
so
on that subject, when I was a kid, I wanted a Gundam like in the shape of a house. I could live in the Gundam. As a teenager, I'm like, oh, that's stupid. In my 20s, I'm like, I want a Gundam house again.
Yeah.
I want that.
And you're teenagers, you get really like cynical about stuff.
you get strange. Yeah.
I might
You tend to want like darker things, I guess.
Yeah, I might show a couple of episodes of Case Closed to a kid.
I love
But
that.
you
show.
gotta really censor that one because they get into fan service and they also get pretty violent.
They get like adult topics too, like
Yeah.
suicide and like.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd show that to a kid.
No.
It would go way
You
over.
would have
way
to
over
find
my
the
head.
episode.
The
But
kids'
but I
episodes.
love Case Closed.
I love
The
that.
junior detective like episodes, you just show them that.
Yeah, except for Amy getting hit by a car.
No, she had plenty of time. Conan's like, there's a car coming.
No one warns
No.
Amy. Poor Amy.
Let me tell you, there's a car coming down the street. They're all walking down the street. Conan's like, dude, get out of the way, Amy. She's like, blah, and he's like, no, seriously, Amy, get out of the street. And
I'm
then
gonna
it just
add
hits
one
her.
to my list.
Okay,
too.
what?
Oh no, keep going.
Oh.
No, that's the end. She's stupid.
If you can
This is
find
my car.
Samurai Pizza Cats, that's a perfect show for kids.
That sounds hilarious.
Another like bridge between anime and just like general like cartoons, I guess would be a good one. Would be Samurai Jack. mean,
I was gonna say Powerpuff Girls. Too.
That's another one too. Well, it's the
Yeah.
same people.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good like bridge. Like, hey, if you like Samurai Jack or
It kind of
Powerpuff Girls,
eases you into it.
It does, and like you might like anime. I mean, it's generally the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, girls, like, if you were trying to get your girlfriend into one, I'd probably do the movies.
Yeah. Like Wolf Children.
Yeah, Summer
That was a good one.
Wars.
Summer
A lot
Wars
of
was
the
great.
Studio Ghibli movies.
Yeah.
Bleach.
They're gonna know real fast if they don't like anime or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta avoid fan service at all costs.
You a right
first.
amount of
Extreme
comedy and
violence.
yeah.
You gotta do the slice of life shows.
Unless your
Yeah.
girlfriend actually like doesn't mind it, then you actually kind of be kind of cautious. Like, oh,
See, for me, I know a girl who she really liked like the Love Hinas and like all those
Oh,
kind of.
Yeah.
Not the I don't even know if they're called. I don't know what they're harems or something.
Yeah,
Or
harem,
it talks
yeah.
about a kid who goes to school who like gets a girl
Oh, the
or
girls
something,
love
and
him?
yeah,
Yeah.
like you know those. I for one hate those animes. Personally,
I like Tenchi. It's a
Tenchi's the
harem-
best.
but you know, I think maybe girls can relate to those.
That's the
somehow
one that-
better.
yeah.
Not sure about that.
Tenchi was the one I was always afraid my.
Yeah.
Oh my god. that's the one you get really
Oh
quiet.
my god!
So that's the one I was kind of uncomfortable watching with Joseph. And
Well, Toonami censored it, so.
it was still pretty
Sadly.
They're still pretty naked.
Yeah, but to add
To add to your
One
list.
Piece.
No.
Oh,
No.
For kids, man, that's when I started watching it, and that anime it grows up with you. It's why I like it so much.
It's SpongeBob.
It's SpongeBob anime. That's
It is. It is. I'm not going to defend this anime on any other merit other than that it's fun. It's a fun
Listeners,
anime.
those of you listening, let me tell you why this anime is not good. Why it should not be with the top 3. It's
But it is,
art
guys.
is awful.
It's good art.
It's nothing but yelling.
It's like Soul Eater.
and there's no story to be found.
There's actually a lot. This guy's never watched it.
You watched 5 seasons.
I watched 5 seasons of this anime. It never got better.
Oh.
I'm not even sure if they left the boat.
I don't even know what they're doing anymore, honestly.
Yeah, he doesn't watch it, so...
Okay, well, I think we got like 5 minutes left, so we're gonna end this with what we're watching right now. So let's go with Jared first and see what he's watching.
Right now,
What do you recommend?
that's coming on now and that's like regularly new.
Yeah, that you're watching.
I just got back into Naruto. There's a bunch of fillers, so I had to kind of skip that and
Oh,
find
man.
out where to start
Do
again.
not start on Naruto if you're out there.
No,
And you gotta start at number 1. Don't
dude,
do it.
no.
It's painful. I did it. It's worth it later.
Yeah, that was painful.
So much filler, bad filler.
So much bad
Is there
filler.
any good filler?
Best anime of last year, Attack on Titan.
Definitely.
Just watch it, it's good.
Jackson's watching it right now, so.
Another good
Episode
one,
1, yeah.
that is I think came out last year. I've been recommending it to Joseph, but he won't. But it's really good. Is Another. Check that one out. It's kind of a ghost story one, but it's really good. And A Kill, I'm starting that. It's kind of I like it. It's kind of cool, but it's a lot of fan service and kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
What about Fairy Tale?
Fairy Tale, of what I've seen of 2 seasons, is amazing. I wish there's more. I just want more of that show.
Jackson?
I am currently in the middle of Soul Eater, which is definitely becoming one of my all-time favorites.
So good.
It's a brilliant anime. It's beautiful. The art's great. There's a lot of fan service, but it's not insane amounts. Like
Just the first episode.
yeah,
Oh my
and
God.
I mean
Good balance of humor and
action, story, humor, characters. It's all just great.
Some of the best character writing I've ever seen.
For real. I am pretty much always on and off with Dragon Ball Z, just because.
Yeah.
Just rewatch
I am.
It's like I want to see that part, and then you just watch it.
Yeah,
like
it's
the
like,
rest.
yes, I
It's
love
always
it.
on the favorites of YouTube. So
Naruto Shippuden.
Yes, of course.
That is. I want it to end.
Yeah.
I really want to see the final because I skip through the bull crap. If it's on a bull crap episode, I'm just like
You're just gonna.
I am just gonna wait until something cool happens.
Yeah.
That's what I do, and then I watch an episode. When did this happen?
Even if that happens, I'm just like whatever. I didn't have to power through it.
As soon as I see Sasuke leaving the village, it's over. Just
Yes.
skip that episode.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you miss an episode, that's cool. They'll probably just flashback.
Yeah. Attack on Titan. I'd watched the first episode, and from what these guys are pretty much all saying, I hate the artwork a lot.
Yeah.
I think you'll understand what I mean. They're gonna really like the way the characters are drawn. The city and stuff is drawn really well. And
Yeah,
I
I
really
like the little flashcards they do in between. I
Yeah.
think they're really interesting.
But this is kind of true with anime, and most people, they all have their own style they like, and this is like my absolute least favorite.
It's kind of shell shaded almost.
Yeah, but everyone says to watch it. It's apparently great. I'm going to keep watching it, especially for the podcast. And
I hope you enjoy Jackson. I really do.
I'm really, like I said, I'm going to give it a really good shot.
Tom,
And that's, I know I'm watching one more.
basketball.
He watched one episode.
one episode.
I got the text. Did you know there's basketball anime?
I'll just come back to me.
We're gonna have to write that ultimate frisbee anime, aren't we?
Oh, Lord, if it's your will.
Super move like Destructo Disc.
Go to Thomas.
Thomas, what are you watching?
I'm too happy right now.
All right, Jackson is, or like Jackson, like what I'm always watching is Bleach because there are 366 episods, so I'm kind of gradually moving forward through it again. I've already watched them all, but I'm
Aren't
doing
you starting to go like all the way through it?
yeah.
Oh my god!
wow.
That's like starting Naruto.
I'm like on episode like 80 now. I mean, I'm
Are you
moving
gonna
pretty fast.
Are you gonna skip filler? Or are you gonna watch filler?
It depends because I like some of the filler and some of the filler sucks, so I can pick and choose.
I mean, you got like the execution arc kind of
I
filler,
love that one,
and
though.
then you got crap like The Bounce.
Well, that and Hueco Mundo. Most of Hueco Mundo. But I'm watching Bleach all the time because Bleach is probably one of my favorite animes. It probably is my favorite anime anyway. But I'm also watching Rurouni Kenshin for the first time.
So good.
It is great.
Legendary.
I love it.
Samurai.
And thank you, Jackson.
One of the best samurais.
Thank you, Jackson, for that recommendation. I could not be more happier.
I'm
I'm getting you, Jared. I'm getting you. Jared, I'm also watching Samurai Champloo based on Jared's recommendation. It is also great.
I recommended Rurouni Kenshin too, but no one listens to me.
Yeah, listen to Jackson on that one. Anyway.
Oh.
And on the other one that I'm listening to watching because of Jared is I'm almost done with Attack on Titan, and it is incredible.
Yep.
Can't wait to find out the Titans. I won't ruin anything, but it is really good.
Yeah, and it stopped for its first season, so
First season.
Can't wait.
you can catch up, go watch it.
It's not
and
that
then
long.
it'll be done.
Yeah, it's only like 25 episodes.
I really want to see it dubbed though. I'd
Yeah,
like to
do
see
I.
a voice cast.
And
Go back to me in just a second.
And I'm finishing it with Jared if we can ever find the time to finish it with each other is Dragon Ball Z again. I know how it ends. I haven't gotten through.
I don't know how you not finish that. That is the best
it's
saga.
legendary.
It kind of peaked for me at the Majin Buu Vegeta versus Goku fight. I thought that was
It
epic.
gets better.
You gotta watch it before the movie comes out.
I know. I was going like, how can this get any better? So I'm going to finish that with Jared fairly soon, I think. So
I think
those are the ones I'm watching.
Jackson had something to add.
Kind of embarrassed, ashamed to admit this, because it is so fan servicey, and after I've dissed it so much. But High School of the Dead.
Oh
Where
my
are
god!
you watching that?
See, that's the thing, is I was watching it daily. Like, I was so into it. It is such a good anime. It is a lot of fan service, but it is such a...
Tons.
I didn't know the lips can move like that.
Yeah, it's so fun. Like, such a cool... I like the zombie apocalypse thing, and I've never seen anime do it. But I can't find any more.
Yeah.
I was like more than halfway done, almost done with the whole show, and Netflix took it away.
Yeah, I was about to watch it and then Netflix took it away.
Yeah.
See Netflix.
Damn it, Netflix.
Okay,
Alright, Joseph,
No,
what
no,
are you
no,
watching?
Joseph, now
Close
you're
it
a
off.
Netflix hate.
Well, to go with my Netflix hate, I'm sticking with Toonami, and I'm watching Space Dandy.
Space Dandy! Mother flippin' dandy!
From the guys that brought you Cowboy Bebop.
Sorry.
I love the art. The art is amazing on this. Very trippy stuff.
What we were talking about earlier, you have to be into anime to appreciate this
This is
anime.
an advanced
Yeah, you don't
anime.
start with this one.
If you start with this one, they will not be a fan at all.
They're like, screw this.
The music's good. The art's good. The humor's really good.
I love the humor.
It's a little heavy on the fan service.
But they make fun of it. They
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's all parody,
Yeah.
basically.
I'm a cat, apparently.
Yeah, the cat on the meow is his name is exactly like
It's
Thomas.
not really meow, it's like murmuru or something like that.
He calls him Meow, but
Yeah,
It is me.
Also,
It has the voice of Conan Edogawa in there, guys. Come on!
Who's that?
The robot.
so I'm watching the Toonami lineup from Space Dandy all the way up to Soul Eater. Those are the ones I'm on. I'm also watching this show called Samurai Flamenco.
I just watched the first episode. I think I'm gonna finish it. It's pretty. It's pretty cool.
It's cool, but it has this really jarring shift.
I can't wait to see that.
The tonal shift, and I don't know if it's going to be good after this, but
it looks like Power Rangers, though.
yeah, exactly. But
Or
I don't
Voltron.
want to. I don't know where they're going with this, but I can't stop watching it. So I'll just I'll power through it, man. And also I can't. This isn't a series, but I watched the first two Evangelion movies, the remake ones.
Yeah.
The third one.
The
just-
1.11 and
Sorry,
2.2.
keep going.
the third one is out in theaters
I never
for a limited time.
Come on, people. Let's what do we call it?
What?
Kickstart this so we can see it in the theater.
Yeah, unfortunately, it hasn't been where we live, so I'm gonna have to probably wait till the DVD comes out. But I'm loving those, and there's a fourth one that's gonna be coming out after this. So
Is it gonna finish this?
yeah,
The fourth one?
Thank
yeah.
God.
So and
He
that
didn't
might,
watch the anime.
I didn't want
that might be years. So maybe down the line.
That is another advanced one, people. Don't go out and watch that right away.
Yeah.
Watch your Dragon Ball Z and then watch it.
Okay. Well, that was pretty good, I would say.
Oh, I have one quick question
Okay.
to you two, specifically Joseph and Jared. Sword Art Online, since we're talking about
Oh,
Tsunami-
shifts in mood.
Okay, total shift. Okay, would you recommend the first story arc for Toonami like watchers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would.
The very first, you can watch it on Crunchyroll. Watch it up to the very first story arc. After that, you can just quit.
Yeah.
Well, it has.
You'll know when to quit.
Yeah, you know when to quit.
When you think the series is over and should be over, that's when you'll quit.
Well, it has like a scene that suggests that it's over as well.
Yeah.
And when I first watched it on Toonami, I'm like, wait, they're ending it? No, there's like a lot more to this.
Okay.
They should have just ended it.
I watched it and I was like, that's a good anime. And then they're like, wait for the next part.
Wait, what?
That's not the last episode? What?
Yeah,
anyway.
and it just kind of went downhill from there, but yeah, give it a try. It's on Crunchyroll.
It starts off real like weird, and then it gets really good, and then it gets weird again, and then it ends okay.
Well,
Well, anyway, this is my little 2 cents for that one. So, Joseph?
I think that was pretty good, guys.
I have a total.
Oh,
No one's watching One Piece. Okay, anyway, I'm just kidding. It's just
And the podcast is dead.
You've killed it.
No, but thanks for listening to whoever listens to this. Our first ever.
We
anime
appreciate it, guys. We
podcast.
really do.
I'm gonna start up this channel of mine, and this will be the center focus is anime because I love it.
Yeah, we'll try to do this.
And I'm trying to get a friend of mine named Richard who knows way more anime than I
Oh,
do.
Richard is the king of this.
That guy's a guru.
I learn a lot from him. I learned Soul Eater before I came on Toonami from him.
He is a monk of.
He's an actual monk.
Yeah, he's a true monk.
Yeah, so, well, this was the very first episode, guys. Good job, and we'll see you next time.
See you as soon as possible, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Love you.